Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced. Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5 once again. All right, let's jump straight into it. The topic of today's show is corporations first. But before we do that, let's just jump straight into these figures. This is the crypto forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network. Transactions, Bitcoin smashing it with 70%, leaving just over 30% for the other shit coins to squabble over. Bcrash has got 2.4% of the transactions. Wow, would you believe it? Congratulations. Block size again, Bitcoin smashing it over 50%. Right, now let's play spot the largest block in Bcrash. Let's see what we've got here. I'm only doing this to poke fun at it. Oh, well done. They've got a 532 kilobyte block and a 400 one in there. Wouldn't expect any change from Coolcoin. That's not going anywhere. Let's see what we've got in Bitcoin. 7,000. 14,000 by Tal. Wow, congratulations. Oh, there we go. So compare 14,000 to 500. It's ridiculous. This one is just purely a mockery of Bcrash. I mean, literally, you know, like talk about something flatlining. You know, it's barely holding on, and you got Roger running around like an absolute goon. He has no idea about these figures. Like, no idea. Which just amazes me, considering people used to call him Bitcoin Jesus. But, you know, he has been outed. Like, Roger is irrelevant now. In fact, Roger is just like a bad smell hanging around. Like, literally, that's all it is, you know. What's his name? Pomplano's taking his place with all that bang, bang shit. All that bollocks. Never mind. Here we go. So this is Bitcoin. Tal is up there. So I'm assuming that's because there haven't been as many smaller blocks, maybe. Oh, look. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Yeah, a lot of blocks with quite a bit of data in. And when I say quite a bit of data in, I mean comparatively to these shitcoins that we're looking at. So, all right, let's just have a quick look at Bitcoin blocks live for any newbies that might be, you know, watching this one day and thinking, oh, what are all these flashing things on the screen? Wow, let's have a look. Here we go. So just zoom out on that, maybe. All right, some big blocks early on today, like a day ago. 3 days ago, there was quite a lot going on. Okay, relatively small comparatively then. Zoom in today. 20 hours, so well, yeah. Few blocks in there. Again, the 14,000 or 14.86 megabyte block was the one that we spotted just literally a few hours ago. All right, okay, yeah. Okay, let's just have a closer look at this mining pool. So Huobi macking it hard on there. Again, like Hathor was just simply gobbling up the small blocks with hardly any data in to prevent the shitcoiners from jumping on there. Okay, so Huobi is not mining Bcrash at all. Like, not at all. And it's got 5% of the hash rate on CoolCoin. 5% of the global hash rate. All right, so basically, so it's, yeah, it's got like a like 1/4%, but that's actually 22% of the hash rate on Bitcoin. So are they friendly? Are they on board? Who knows? Again, I keep saying this. We need to get Kurt on the show. He might know. Let's have a look at the shitcoin market. See what has been diddling on today. Here we are. So reds and greens, mostly green. Again, I mean, honestly, I remember back in the day when I was looking at this chart just thinking, oh my god, like, where am I going to start? How on earth do I know? Is this like the new stock market that's just been created? How am I going to get to find out what all these things do? What are they? What's going to be the best ones? Little did I know what I was going to find out, that they are literally absolute pieces of shit. Hence given the name shitcoin. Which has been, and to be honest with you, I think it's mainly been orchestrated by Blockstream, because all these shitcoins are just simply an attempt to dilute Bitcoin. You know, to try and bury it amongst a sea of shitcoins, to discredit it, really. You know, which is why they went to the length of stealing the ticker of BTC. You know, and then saying, oh yeah, but you know, SegWit is just, it just makes more room in the block. Well, it fundamentally changes it by separating the signatures and centralizing the project, crashing its value to 0. So hadn't you better explain that a bit more clearly? But again, shitcoiners are never ever going to understand that. Shadows has just said here, simple. Stop trying to appeal to typical newcomers to crypto. They are not our market. You know, this to me is huge. And so I just said here, large corporations first. So again, I'm just going to talk about Roger being a shitcoiner while we're here. Just bring that picture up of him. Oh, I mean, look at that. This is global adoption, a Bcrash style. I mean, what a joke. What a joke. Like, seriously, like, just give it a rest. Like I said, just buzzing around like a bad smell. So Roger literally has got a brain the size of a pea. And the reason I'm saying that is because he's just like, oh right, well, it's people power first. And how do we get people power? Well, let's get them all hooked on drugs. Let's get them all smoking crack cocaine in their own home, but persuading them that it's a good idea because they smoke crack, they get addicted to it, they'll want to buy it over the internet with cryptocurrency. We'll have to make it illegal, and there's your market. Like, this is what he hasn't figured. Like, he thinks that the power lies with the people. It doesn't. The power lies with corporations. Corporations are exceptionally large groups of people with a common goal. People, like plural, as in like, you know, members of the public, we're all individuals. We can't do a lot on our own. We are required to group together, and that's when you get a corporation. So suddenly you get a corporation using Bitcoin, and a corporation cannot use Bitcoin if it breaks the law. It's as simple as that. And money cannot be money if it has a central point of authority or control. That's the whole point. But it still needs to be regulatory compliant so that it doesn't encourage the likes of, you know, kiddly fiddlers, you know, child abusers, crack addicts, you know, like human traffic smugglers, arms dealers, all that crap. It needs to be gone. When it operates within the law, you have a civil society. What he's trying to do is promote something that creates absolute anarchy and chaos. It's insane. When Shadows was saying, like, stop focusing on the, you know, on a market that we're not focused on, focus on the market you want to be on. It is corporations. Corporations, like, nobody likes going up against corporations. Governments don't like going up against corporations because they work with corporations. It is corporations that allow people to put food on the table, put a roof over their head, and provide themselves with shelter and warmth. You know, and so, like, they also keep society civil because that's what they allow people to do. The government doesn't want corporations to go bust because they employ the majority of the population. And corporations only have, well, corporations only love two things: making money and saving money. And Bitcoin does both. So Satoshi Nakamoto intentionally and intelligently designed Bitcoin as a commodity. The difference between a commodity and a security, like all these other shitcoins are securities, is that commodities are common to everyone and their value is often related to the amount of time and energy required to refine it. Whereas securities are issued and have their value secured by the central entity stroke authority that issued them. And they just make them out of thin air, like all these shitcoins. If a central source issues something, it means there is a central point of authority, control, and ultimately failure. Satoshi Nakamoto realized that any form of digital creation is man-made. Therefore, it can be made by anyone, anywhere, at any time, giving digital currencies an infinite supply, which implies they have a fundamental value of absolute zero. This is the paradox that Satoshi Nakamoto solved by creating Bitcoin as a digital commodity. Right, so I've actually been going 1 hour 12 minutes, another epic show, would you believe it? Right, so on that note, peeps, yeah, it's been a good one. So as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Same time tomorrow, joy given. Catch you later. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah! One vision.